Let's get you going with some tips on how to play Espan. It's a beautiful Spanish tune, makes me want to get some tapas, and this is the first step that you want to do to start playing this tune, is to make small sections. Step number one is to make small sections. You can download the music, you can click below, click the button or the link, get the music, download it, print it if you would like to, but whenever you start to play this song, you don't want to play from the very beginning all the way to the end. That is not the way to learn music. That's the way a lot of people learn music. It's not a great way to learn music. Instead, you want to take just a little bitty section like this, and then another little section, and it can just be a measure or two each day, and you will learn this piece very fast and avoid many of the mistakes that people make. Looking at just a small section, this is just the first couple of measures, you learn a lot about what you're going to need in this piece. You can wait till the end of the video and listen to me play it if you would like to. But this first bit will tell you very much. So we have the main rhythm of the entire piece. We also have the main structure of the piece. So what am I talking about? So first off, this is the measure line. Breaks it up into sections, and there is a bass note on just about every single measure. So whenever that bass, it just happens right on the very beginning. So that's just a nice way, if you're looking through the piece, that's what your thumb is going to do. It's going to play every 3 beats. And so why 3? Here we are in 3/4 times. That means that we're going to count 1, 2, 3 for each of these measures. Now, if you're using the tab, that's perfectly fine. You can still just glance up here and say how many beats per group per measure, and it's going to be 3. So you don't have to understand every single detail of the sheet music to learn and to use it in addition. So if you're a tab player, that's perfectly fine, but you can still look up here and get things. Another thing you can look at as well is that we have 2 notes playing at the same time right here. And so whenever they're stacked, in case you don't know this, then they play at the same time. And this note is going to hold the entire, it's this one as well, is going to hold the entire time of that until another one plays. So don't mute it out. That's an important part of this whole piece. It makes things creamy and flow together. So then sometimes you'll also find it to where the top note is holding while there's notes going on underneath. I think it only happens one other time in this piece that happens, but it will happen in other pieces as well. So be sure to hold that note and don't mute it out while it's playing. The next thing that we can see from this first little bit is the rhythm. And so that's a defining feature of this. So almost every single bar of this piece has this rhythm right here. And so let's look at that. So looking at this rhythm then, we have a dotted quarter, an eighth, and a quarter. If you don't know these terms, if you don't read music, that's perfectly fine. You'll know it in 2 seconds. So here we're gonna count, we can count 1 and 2 and 3 and, or if it's easier for you, you can just count to 6. So here we have 1 and 2 and 3, and the notes play on the 1, the and of the 2, and the 3. And so then clapping and counting that, you can play 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, and you get speeded up, and 2 and 3 and 1. And so this is the rhythm for the entire piece. The entire piece is this rhythm. So if you get that, then you're just, the world is your oyster. If it's easier for you to count in 6 here, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're playing on the 1, the 4, and the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then what that sounds like is 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And so this is it. There's another little tip as well for playing in little bits, and I didn't actually do it on this, but you want to go one more note. That's going to be that note right there. You want to go one note past the bar line. It'll just sound better in your practice. I should have put it there. You'll have to forgive me. Okay, the next thing that we're going to look at is this very first measure, because then the rhythm of this, notice here are 2 beats, 2 notes and 2 beats in the first measure. So we're going to start counting this on 2. So this is 2 and 3 and, where am I going to write it? 2 and 3 and then we're off to the races. So it's just 2, these are called pickup notes. So it's 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. or 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 if you're going to count it in 6. But definitely count in something. If you're not counting, you're probably messing up the rhythm. And so it's a really great way to make everything you play sound better. Another thing that you'll notice on the sheet music is that we have these letters up top up here. And these letters up top are the right hand fingering. So in case you don't know this, it's P is the thumb, I is the index, M is the middle, and A is the ring finger. And then we don't really use the pinky, but it's C. And so then that tells you what right hand fingers to use. So even if you're just playing the tab, you can still look up there and see which notes have which right hand fingers. And so you don't have to use the entire notation. It's not an all or nothing game. You can just look at it and notice what's going on with the right hand fingering or the rhythm or anything else. This right here also can tell you it means medium loud. And so then you can play that as well. And just know that the piece is medium loud. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this getting started video of Espan. It's a beautiful tune. I hope that you have a great time with it. Download the book. There's 29 other pieces as well as this one in it. And I'm sure you will enjoy finding some fun pieces in there to play. Good luck. If you'd like to stick around, then you can listen to me play Espan. Have a wonderful day.